All right, guys. All right, guys. Hey. All right, hey guys. This is AJ Unlimited here to bring you another video. So this one's just another little list thingy majigger about a topic that is obviously near and dear to my heart. It's about my own religion, my own faith, and I decided to make a list of some stuff that I felt people need to hear, that we need to clarify because it's constantly, I see it everywhere, I hear it everywhere. These questions, these comments, these concerns, these just, I don't know, assumptions, if you will, about Christianity and Catholicism. And, these are just some things that popped up in my head that I'm like, guys, like, come on, like, this is what this, the whole, the faith, the religion is not what you think it is. Chill the F out. So here are 12 things that people get wrong about Christianity, that people misunderstand about Christianity. Number one, I wrote that bad things happen because of us, not God. Too often people will ask the question, like, oh, if God is so good, if he loves us so much, if he's all powerful and all loving and this and that and the other, why does he allow bad stuff to happen? Here's the thing, God gives us free will, right? And we are human beings, which means we are vulnerable to temptation. It's not just God out there. There's also the devil and demons and evil stuff. So we are human beings and we are in the shark tank. We are vulnerable to the devil's demons and his temptations and sin and all of that. So every bad thing that's happening in the world right now is because us, because human beings, because we choose to make these decisions that lead us down bad places. Now, I'm not saying, yeah, okay, technically God can just snap his fingers and fix it in a heartbeat. Well, yes and no, because why would he want to do that, right? I mean, if you have a kid that's getting bad grades in school, you're not going to just sit down and do the homework for him. You're going to, discipline him, make sure he does his homework, make sure he does his studies himself, because he's got to work out those brain muscles, just like working out at a gym. You got to, God's not going to lift the weights for you. You got to do it yourself because you got to build up your muscles, your strength, your whatever it is, your experience that you need to get to the next step. So, bad things happen in the world, but because us humans have the free will to choose to sin and do bad things and cheat and steal and rob and screw others over. God is only going to step in if we pray to him, if we ask him to. If you don't pray, if you don't talk to God, he's just going to be like, all right, you're on your own. Like, I want to help you, but I'm not going to spoon feed you the answers. You got to earn it. So bad things don't happen because God allows it. It happens because we don't allow him to work in our lives properly. Number two, we don't hate anyone, especially homosexuals, transgenders, whatever, LGBT, LMNOP, the whole community. We don't hate you guys. I don't know why people keep saying like, oh, if your religion forces you to hate someone, you should find a new religion. Stop saying that. It's not true. We don't hate anybody. Yeah, we disagree with you. We don't agree with it. We don't support it, your beliefs, your ideas, but we don't hate you. I work with a bunch of gay people and even a couple trans people here and there. I don't hate them. I mean, some of them are actually kind of fun to work with, and I become friends with them, and it's whatever. I don't care. I mean, just don't be weird about it. That's my one rule. Don't be weird about it. Don't come on to me. Don't try to push your stuff onto me. It's kind of like I'm a White Sox fan, right? I don't hate Cubs fans. I disagree with their beliefs. I disagree with their what they follow, what they believe in, right? They believe that the Cubs are a good team and that they deserve support, respect. That's great. That's cool. I don't agree with that because I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm a Sox fan. So but I don't hate the person. My freaking sister was a Cubs fan for a long time. I think she still is. I don't hate her. I think she's an idiot, but I don't hate her. Maybe there's thoughts and intentions of such ideas and emotions, feelings. Yeah, it happens, but at the end of the day, it's really your actions that matter. And I'm not gonna discriminate somebody just because of whatever background or belief they have, just like I wouldn't expect anybody to discriminate me for my stuff. So number 3, we don't have all the answers, like just because I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, whatever. And yeah, I go to church and I do read some stuff and I pray and everything. And I know a lot about my religion, but I don't know everything. So when people ask me certain questions like, why does God let bad things happen in the world? I can answer that to the best of my ability based on what I know and what I've learned. But there's going to be some things I just can't answer because, the religion's about faith, right? A lot of times you just got to take that leap of faith and accept the fact that you're not ever going to fully understand everything. You have to just take the leap of faith sometimes and trust God even if you don't know what's on the other side of whatever brick wall you're about to climb over. Number 4, this one pisses me off really badly when people say, oh, I'm not going to worship some fairy in the sky. God is not some fairy in the sky. Stop saying that. That is the most immature and disrespectful and ignorant thing you can possibly say to any Christian or Catholic or any of it. It's just so unbearably immature and childish when people say, oh, he's some fairy in the sky. I get it. You're trying to give us the middle finger because we believe in a higher power, and okay, yeah, so God theoretically exists like in the sky, right? We look up to the heavens. It's metaphorical. In reality, God exists within us, within our lives. He's not in the clouds. He's right here with us, by our side, and within us. Just don't say that. Please don't ever say that because it's not true. You just sound like a big idiot, honestly. Number 5, God really does love everyone. There's some people that I'll come across on the street or at work or whatever, and they'll just say, oh, God doesn't love me. Like, why would he love me? I'm not really like that good of a person. I don't pray. I don't talk. Like, okay, I understand why you would think like that. Even I think like that sometimes. Like, I don't deserve God. I don't deserve him. He shouldn't love me. But let me put it this way. I heard a sermon by this one priest. I'll put the channel into the description. His name is Father Michael Schmitz. He's a priest in Minnesota, and he's actually really, really good priest. He always gives good sermons. I'll put his... he has 2 channels, Ascension Presents and Sundays with Ascension. I'll put him in the description. But he was saying how when it comes to God and his love for us, we may not understand it. We may not think we deserve it. We may not even want it. But we have it, whether we like it or not. So just run with it and do whatever you want with it. But you can be the worst sinner in the world. You can be a serial killer. You can be a psychopath. You can be a rapist, a pedophile. A lot of people are not going to like this, but it's true. And, God still loves you and still is willing to forgive you, but you have to repent and you have to go to confession. It's not like you just snap your fingers and voila, bada bing, bada boom, you're forgiven. You have to take proper steps. But nobody, not one single soul in this planet Earth, is exempt from God's love. Even Jeffrey Dahmer. I was watching the Dahmer series on Netflix, and at the very end of it, sure enough, he actually gets baptized and converts. And then he gets murdered. But he was, even Jeffrey Dahmer, one of the most notorious serial killers in history, he came back. He got baptized and he got saved. He converted. So if Jeffrey Dahmer can be forgiven, anybody can. Number 6, the devil doesn't want you to know that he exists. And I say that because a lot of people kind of think about the devil or like demons, evil spirits as kind of like more or less like fairy tale, supernatural type of stuff. Like that's like, I think some people are like hesitant to believe it all, and some people even joke about it. And oh yeah, I'm going to hell for this. Like, okay, whatever. Like I'm not your mother. I'm not going to tell you not to say that, but there really is a lot of evil and darkness out there. And the devil doesn't want you to know that it's him. He doesn't want you to know that he exists. He doesn't want you to know how real he is, how real it all is, and how scary and how just wicked it is, the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. And he is constantly trying to screw us over. Constantly. There's no mercy, no rest, no nothing. He's always constantly trying to screw with you. So yeah, the devil's real, and he's doesn't like any of us, and he wants us all to fall flat on our faces, and he wants to laugh at us and kick us while we're at it. Number 7, And this kind of goes back to how God really does love everyone. God will always forgive you for any sin, big or small. Just say yes to Him. And, okay, I make it sound easy. And it can be if you go with the flow, if you go with the current, if you will. Because even for me, it took such a long time for me to fully accept and surrender to God and His love and His mercy, and I'm still struggling with it. There's still some things in my life that I'm not totally okay with, that I don't know if you'd say I hold a grudge, or that just upset me on a pretty regular basis. But um, I just one day woke up and I decided I was tired of being miserable and pissed off all the time. So I just started saying yes to God. I surrender, you win. And like it was like overnight, I started to notice things just started to fall into place for me. But you have to say yes to Him, and you have to actively work at growing closer to Him and not earning, but but experiencing His mercy. Because, like I said, you could be the worst person. You can be a Hitler. You can be a Bin Laden. You can be a Jeffrey Dahmer. God's always just sitting there waiting on us. He's always available. So even if you don't think you deserve it, it's kind of like try me, right? That's how I think that's what God is trying to tell us right now. Is like try me. Let's see what we can do here, because there's absolutely no sin that God can't or won't forgive, and there's nothing He's not willing to do for us. There's no circumstance in which He's not willing to lend a hand to us. You just got to reach out and grab it. Number 8, God will always answer your prayers only if it's compatible with His will. And what I mean by that is they say God will always answer your prayers, but then people start to pray for ridiculous stuff like, oh, please help me win the lottery, or please help me score this chick I saw walking down the street, or please help me with this, with that, with all these selfish sort of desires with evil intentions. So yeah, God will answer your prayers, but only if it um, helps you grow closer to Him, and helps you help others grow closer to Him. Number 9, it's okay to get angry at God. I do it all the time. Every once in a while. Well, I used to. I don't do this anymore. But I used to literally curse at Him out loud. And when I was alone, I don't do it in public, but curse at Him or just get pissed off. Use Him as sort of like my emotional punching bag, and I think that's kind of what He wants. Because obviously, you don't want to take all your anger and stuff out on other people, but God, if you keep it between you and God, it's fine. Um, so yeah, it's okay to get angry at God. It's okay to get pissed off at Him. I mean, He wants you to talk to Him. God. I mean, He wants to be our 24/7 free therapist. You just gotta let Him in. You gotta let Him hear. You gotta talk to Him. You gotta let Him hear your thoughts and feelings. It's kind of like any other relationship in your life. Whether it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, any kind of significant other. Like, how do you form a relationship with them? You have to communicate with them, talk to them, tell them what's on your mind, what's in your heart. It's just like any other relationship, except with God. It's the most important one, trust me. Number 10, God knows and loves you far better than you will ever know or love yourself. And this one took me a long time to fully understand as well, but I've had my moments where I've had glimpses of that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, shit. God's not screwing around. He knows exactly what He's doing. He knows exactly how to make you happy, happier than you can even possibly imagine. Again, you just gotta say yes to Him. But He really does. I mean, He knows you very, very well. He knows you inside and out. He knows how many hairs are on your head. He knows all of it. So just yeah. Number 11. We can be cool and fun, we can have fun. We can be cool. We can party. We can drink. We can do whatever we want. It's not like, some people are real crazy Jesus freaks. Not that that's a bad thing. Just saying. It's like they're kind of afraid to have fun. They're afraid to go out in the world and do certain things because they're always afraid of sin. They're always afraid of offending God. They're always afraid of this and that and the other. And I don't constantly preach when I'm at work or wherever. I don't, or when my family, when we're all hanging out. Yeah, we talk about this stuff, what we believe and what we learn, what we hear in church, but it's not 24/7 constant. And this actually, okay, so this ties into number 12 too, because number 12 I wrote, God doesn't want you to constantly be praying or worshiping Him. And I know how that sounds, and let me explain. I know a few people that are like that. Like, they constantly pray, worship. It's all they talk about. They eat, breathe, drink, live God. And it's good, but you gotta breathe. Sometimes you gotta take a step back, take a breath, and just breathe, and just chill the f out. Because God knows we're human beings, and He knows we're gonna sin. And I'm not saying it's okay to sin or that you shouldn't be cautious or try to avoid it, but it's just going to happen. It's inevitable unless you're Jesus Christ Himself or Mary, the Virgin Mary, who never sinned. You're gonna sin. It's just gonna happen. That's what we have confession for. That's what we have prayer for. But He wants us to have fun. He wants us to live a little. He wants us to have a few beers, or whatever. He wants us to listen to that music, or play video games and make YouTube videos, and laugh and kick your feet back and relax and just enjoy yourself. I mean, yeah, we have to do penance and pray and sacrifice a lot of stuff, and yeah, for sure. But He doesn't want us to constantly be in a state of like fear of sin, fear of Him, fear of God. Because I mean, God is all powerful, and yeah, so it's easy to kind of go down that rabbit hole of like, God's gonna punish me if I do this. It's like that's not necessarily how it works. And some people don't understand that. He wants us to be happy, and He wants us to be at peace. He wants us to enjoy our lives, and He certainly doesn't want us to live in a state of paranoia, or like constantly preaching, constantly praying, worshiping, because a lot of that is it's driven from the wrong place. It's driven from a place of fear and anxiety and stress, and we're supposed to be doing these things out of love and joy. It's just not what you think, man. Hope this clears things up for you guys. You can always comment or email me or whatever, ask questions about this type of stuff or just anything in general. Don't ever hesitate to reach out, because I'm always checking my stuff, always every day checking emails and my messages and stuff. And so feel free to reach out with any of this stuff. I'd be more than happy to share with you whatever I can. But that's it. So thank you guys once again very much for watching this. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know what to do. Please like, subscribe, comment, email me, the whole 9 yards. Also, we are en route to hit 2,000 subscribers here. We're only like 120 or so away. So yeah, please tell all your friends and family, whoever you can, to subscribe. You don't even have to watch the videos or like my stuff. Just subscribe. Let's get to 2,000. I have really something real juicy planned for that video. So yeah, but yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. God bless.